Hey everybody, Kyle here, and welcome to the channel. Recently, a subscriber has asked if I can take a look at the price action of Kardiachain. So I'm going to pull up Kardiachain on the Tether pairing as well as on its Satoshi pairing and get a feel for what Kardiachain is up to from a price action perspective. So stay tuned, you guys. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at. CS says, "Hey man, great vid. Any chance you can take a look at Kardiachain?" Well, first of all, thank you, CS, and sure, why not? Alright, Kardiachain up on the daily, and Kardiachain's having a beautiful day today, being up almost 12% at the time of recording. It's also up 14% against the Satoshi pairing, which we'll take a look at a little later in this video. But congratulations to anybody out there that's holding Kardiachain and experiencing these beautiful gains today while the rest of the market is pulling back. I'm going to start today's analysis by toggling into the price action here, and first of all, I can see that there isn't a heck of a lot of data to go off of here, but there is just enough to get a general feel for what is going on. Kardiachain came onto the market with a nice bang here, having this massive run up to the upside, followed by a pullback, which is quite typical for anything that aggressively moves to the upside like that. This is beginning to look like a bottoming pattern here and some accumulation. And Kardiachain at the time of recording is looking like it wants to make a legitimate attempt to the upside. Some might also argue that there is some hidden bullish divergence forming here, as we do have a higher high here, and then another high, and now we're having a series of lower highs. But from this pivot point here to this pivot point here, you can see that the RSI has come down a little bit further on this higher low, also establishing this liquid zone. And it does look like that hidden bullish divergence could be initiated at this point, and being that that's showing up on a daily chart, it could be notable. It could actually give a lot of push to the upside. I also see that Kardiachain is rallying off the 10 simple moving average here, getting above the 21, and the candle body is currently above the 30 at the time of recording. I'd like to see the 10 and the 21 cross the 30 and get all these notable moving averages into a bullish posturing with the lower periods living above the higher periods. The RSI down below is looking good as it came off the bearish control zone here, printing that hidden bullish divergence, and it came off it relatively aggressively, getting above the exponential moving average very quickly, leaving it very positively sloped to the upside. I'm not going to be alarmed if the RSI gets up to the bottom side of the bullish control zone and is rejected on first pass, as that would be fairly normal behavior coming off the top side of the bearish control zone. In the event that it does do that, I'll be looking for the exponential moving average to pick it back up and get that legitimate entry into the bullish control zone. Either way, if Kardiachain's RSI is able to get into the bullish control zone, well, it'll have a lot of room to run if it decides to continue its moves upward. Stochastics down below are looking good. They're nice and pointed north right now, and they are testing the edge of the exhaustion zone, but they still have plenty of room to run if Kardiachain continues its bullish pressure. Down below in the MACD is looking good. I mean, it's firing off a buy signal here, but I don't normally take these buy signals blindly. I mean, a lot of people that trade the MACD realize that, these crosses are usually a good way to get wrecked on a trade. But if these crosses happen with other notable things going on in the chart, such as a break of a notable area, like a break to the upside, or if it's rhyming with the RSI or the stochastics, then it can be an actionable signal. But in this case here, I wouldn't consider that, but I would put a half point on the board for the bulls. So what I'd like to see Kardiachain do is I'd like to see it get above this horizontal here, and this horizontal is coming in at roughly 2.5 cents. If we can get any daily candle body closures up above that mark there, followed by candle body opens, likely a test of this liquid zone here. This liquid zone has a top side coming in around 3 cents, getting daily candle body closures above that on convincing volume, followed by daily candle body opens, then it would be looking really good for Kardiachain to be making another push to the upside. Ultimately, I'd like to see Kardiachain get up above at least these candle bodies here, this horizontal that's coming in around about 4.5 cents. Getting daily candle body closures above that, then Kardiachain will probably be looking to establish some more all-time highs and some wild and crazy price discovery phase. But all in all, this is looking pretty good on the Tether pairing, so let's take a look at the Satoshi pairing. All right, Kardia versus Bitcoin on the daily. So this chart here does look bearish. I mean, it had a nice run up versus Bitcoin here, and then just nothing but a pullback. Unlike its Tether pairing, I'm not seeing accumulation just yet. I'm still seeing a fairly well-defined downtrend, but I don't blame Kardiachain for this, as Bitcoin's been a monster lately, and normally when it's running the way it does, well, altcoins usually bleed against their Satoshi pairings, but will still do all right against their Tether pairings. Typically, when Bitcoin goes into sideways formation, I'll pull it up right now, such as it is right now, oscillating between these two liquid zones in this massive range is normally when the altcoins will get their opportunity to rally against their Satoshi pairings. So toggling all the way back down here to the Bitcoin pairing, I do see some possibility that Cardia is looking to bottom versus its Satoshi pairing right now. I mean, there is a slight bit of bullish divergence. I'd probably consider it Class B, being that this is more of double bottoming action between these candles here. But I do see an uptick on the RSI. So it does look like there's a potential here, at least a pivot point on the market nonetheless. So at least an actionable area to pay attention to. So maybe I'll just quickly mark that off with the horizontal for now. Anyway, toggling into the price action itself, I do see that the 10 is scooping up price action. Pretty nice candle coming in. Volume's still pretty lackluster, but it is getting above the 21 and is coming into contact with the very negatively sloped 30 simple moving average. And typically, I do look to the 30 for slope analysis. So this is still, it's under pressure. I mean, Kardiachain, like most other alts, has its work cut out for it in order to get bullish against its Satoshi pairing. I'll quickly toggle in a horizontal here, even though I do see a purple box zone that I could be plotting in. But what I would like to see Kardiachain do is, from a price action perspective, is I'd like to see some candles, first of all, get above all these major notable moving averages. But if Kardiachain can get any daily candle body closures above this horizontal here, which is 12,555 Satoshi, followed by candle body opens, I would like to see that come in on strong volume. But if Kardiachain's able to do that, then I'd be raising an eyebrow at it, thinking that Kardiachain was going to be trying to make some moves against the Satoshi pairing. But of course, that's going to be heavily dependent upon Bitcoin. I mean, if Bitcoin continues its sideways consolidation right now, then great. This could have a chance to rally against that Satoshi pairing. But if Bitcoin starts to dump aggressively or even rip aggressively, then I'm not sure that a lot of these alts will do much against its Satoshi pairing, although that they well experience gains on their Tether and USD pairings. RSI down below here is looking good. I mean, it's getting out of the bearish control zone, got above the exponential moving average, and is pretty pointed north here in the neutral zone, as well as the exponential moving average getting a nice aggressive slope coming out of the bearish control zone as well. So there are signs of life here for the bulls against the Satoshi pairing. Stochastic down below, they're looking good. I mean, they're very much aggressively pointed north right here, but being that Kardiachain is at a downtrend right now, I can't put a ton of weight on that. Being that they're getting near the exhaustion zone, it's a sign that buyers are stepping in, but it's not the most powerful read, with everything else going on here. But it is nice that it is rhyming with the RSI. MACD down below. Yep, not looking too bad. Printing a fairly nice island of positive momentum, but I would like to see this island take out this one because I'm not interested in seeing, a loss of momentum at this point in time when Kardiachain is trying to establish some kind of bottom here. But at the end of the day, it does have to get up and put a higher high above that, and then hopefully a higher low than this one back here, and then let's just see this thing march up on higher. But it does have its work cut out for it. Not looking like it's going to give it a shot here, but this is a fairly bearish, obvious downtrend right now. So let's see what Kardiachain decides to do in the coming days. Having a nice day against the Satoshi pairing right now, having a nice day against its Tether pairings. So let's just keep an eye on this as we move through the rest of the trading week and come into the new trading week next week as well. Anyways, you guys, thanks for stopping by and checking out this video. Hopefully you've got some value out of it, and have yourselves a powerful day.